Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel. This, my friends, is your comprehensive list of new releases. Now, I don't know about y'all, but to me, this year has felt like the year of new releases, okay? I can't keep up. Every other day, there's a new book by like a favorite author of mine. How do they write them faster than I can read them? I don't have the answers. And I was getting a little bit fed up, okay? I am someone who likes to be in the know. I like to be organized. I like to know what's going on. I like to be up to date. One thing I have not been this year with the new releases is up to date. So I decided to fix that for myself and also for you all. So I was sitting down the other day and I was brainstorming short form content as I do. And I was like, I should totally do a video on new releases. I've done it before, but y'all, when I tell you, I looked into the new releases coming in November, that alone was like a YouTube video within itself. And I was like, so maybe this is long form. Maybe this is a long form opportunity. And then I realized that this kind of video is exactly what I would have loved to watch every other month of this year when I was trying to keep up with all of the craziness. There's so much construction going on. I'm so sorry, y'all. That is city living for you. Don't mind me. I apologize in advance for any disturbances we experienced during the filming of this video. Anyways, basically, I can't keep up. Maybe you feel the same way. I'm here to help. There was absolutely no need for me to yap that long about new releases. You get the point. There's a lot of them. We're gonna go through them today. That's it. Yay. Yay. A quick introduction for those of you who don't know me. If you're new, welcome. Hey, I'm Rachel. It's so lovely to meet you. I do hope you'll join the community and hit the subscribe button. Our shtick over here is that we yap all things books. And really my main goal is always to like be conscious of what I'm reading, take what I'm reading, analyze it, learn from it, because I just always want to be taking something from what I'm reading. I spend way too many hours a week consuming words on paper to just be forgetting everything I read as soon as I read it, you know? Now listen, I'm a fan of the giggle and kick our feet, okay? I will never shame escapism. I will never shame enjoying the reading experience. That's why we're doing it. But I think we can have the best of both worlds and we can take it deeper than that. Anyways, we're gonna get into the new releases, but if any of that resonates with you, hit the subscribe button, join the community. While you're at it, go follow me in all the bookish media spaces. All the links are in the description. Let's be bookish friends everywhere, you know? Why not? Anywho, let's get into the new releases. Now, we're gonna go in order of date, okay? This is how I've decided to organize this because it's too much. There's too much going on. I've also tried to keep it within genres, within the dates. So it'll be like November 3rd. All the mysteries will be together. All the romanticities will be together and so on. You get it. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know. I'm gonna give you title, author, when to expect the book. I'm gonna give you a quick short synopsis. I'm not gonna waste your time. Just the important deets because I'm sure you know some of these that are coming, but I promise you, you do not know all of them. I was shocked making this list. I was like, love that author, had no idea. Love that series, have no idea. So stay with me. We're gonna keep it snappy. There's lots to get through. I'm so excited. I just think this is so fun. Like, just one of my favorite things ever is new releases and everybody's like collective joy and excitement and anticipation for a new release. It's such a fun part of being a book girly, you know? I will also be displaying all of the covers right here for your enjoyment. Keep your eyes and your ears open for anything you might be interested in. And without further ado, let's get into it. So we're gonna start with November 3rd. On November 3rd, we have one release. We have Heart of Ruin by A.C. Arthur. This is a new dark academia fantasy duology. It's set in a magical college, and it follows a history professor who hides her rare magical lineage to protect herself from dark casters and the gates of... I couldn't even get through it. The gates of hell, okay? Naturally, we're starting off strong. Toss, toss, let's go. Now, let's buckle ourselves in for November 4th, okay? We've got a hefty day. Your arms are gonna be full in the bookstore, all right? We have Bitter Honey by Lola Akinmaid. This spans 4 decades. Its main goal is to explore the complex relationships between mothers and daughters. Next up, we have Cursed Daughters by Oyinkan Brathwaite. This follows a young woman who saves a boy from drowning and then is forced to confront a family curse and try to break that curse. She dives into their history. It's a whole thing. Next up, we have Otherwise Engaged by Susan Mallory. This one follows 4 women connected by an old secret who end up at a wedding venue when that secret decides to front itself. Yikes. Next up, we have That's Not How It Happened by Craig Thomas. In this one, we follow a woman who writes a memoir about raising her son with Down syndrome, and Hollywood decides to pick it up for a film. Her husband, though, a screenwriter, decides to take on the project himself. Next up, we have Queen Esther by John Irving. This one follows the life of a Jewish girl in 1905 Austria who ultimately gets abandoned at age 4 and then is raised in a New England family. Next up is Deeper Than the Ocean by Mira Ohito. This is written by an Emmy and Pulitzer Prize winning journalist. It is her fiction fiction debut, and it's a multi-generational historical fiction novel about immigration and familial ties. Next up, we have The 11th Hour, a quintet of stories by Salman Rushdie. This is one of my most anticipated reads. I think Salman Rushdie is a genius. This is a collection of 5 stories, hence the title, and it explores life's final moments. It spans India, England, America, features ghosts, revenge, magical powers, debates about mortality, etc. Sounds fascinating. I'm interested. Next up, we have Palaver by Brian Washington. This follows a queer black man in his attempts to reconcile complex emotions surrounding his estranged mom and also his romantic relationships. Next up is Days at the Taranka Cafe. Now, this was written by Satoshi Yagasawa, but it was translated from Japanese by Eric Ozawa. This one centers around this cafe. It's 3 separate stories, and it's focused on finding your way when you feel lost. This reminds me of The Full Moon Coffee Shop, which I actually read recently. This one reminds me a lot. I'm excited to see what that one's about. Next up, we have The Devil in Oxford by Jess Armstrong. This is the 3rd installment in the Ruby Vaughn Mysteries series, and what can I say? Our heroine is gonna unravel another murder mystery. What else would she do? We have The Hidden City by Charles Finch. This is the 15th installment in the Charles Lennox series. I feel like you don't need a synopsis if you read this series. If you don't, this one is set in London in 1879. We follow Charles Lennox, naturally, for the 15th time, and his journey to unlocking a mystery that involves the city's architecture, which sounds pretty cool. Next up, The Burning Grounds by Abir Mukherjee. This is the 6th installment in the Wyndham and Banerjee mysteries. In this one, a popular patron of the arts is found murdered brutally. But why? Read it to find out. Next up, we have The Predicament by William Boyd. This is the 2nd installment in the Gabriel Dax series. This one's set 2 years after book 1. Writer and British spy Gabriel Dax gets involved in more suspect shenanigans. Because, again, what else would he be doing? Next up, we have The Perfect Hosts by Heather Gudenkoff. And this one simply is a thriller novel about a gender reveal party gone wrong. I'm already interested. I don't need to know anymore. Next up, we have With Friends Like These by Alyssa Lee. This is a debut novel by this author, and this is about some old Harvard friends who went to Harvard like 20 years ago together and who engage in a killing game called The Circus. Next up is The King Must Die by Kemi Ashingiwa. This one is a science fiction novel about the daughter of rebel instigators and the heir of a power-drunk ruler teaming up to save their empire. Next up is The Nameless Land by Kate Elliott. This is the 2nd book in the Witch Roads duology, and it's an epic fantasy novel about the royal party finding themselves in a new land that they never dreamed they'd have access to. What the heck? The Blackfire Blade by James Logan. This is the 2nd installment in the Last Legacy series, and it's about a boy whose father left him a legacy in the vault of a bank, but the key gets stolen. He's got to get into that vault. So of course he'll go to any length to get that key back. I would too. Next up is A Judgment of Powers by Benedict Jacka. This is the 3rd installment in the Inheritance of Magic series, and this is a contemporary fantasy novel in a world where the wealthy families control all magic, and we follow a boy who needs all the help he can get in the magical department. So he's gonna need to schmooze, I think. Empire of the Dawn by Jay Kristoff. This is the 3rd installment in the Empire of the Vampire series, and we follow Gabriel, who needs to find a way to end the endless night. He's lost everything of importance to him. He must journey into this Augustan empire and try to figure out a way to do this. I told y'all November 4th was a big one. Next up, still on November 4th, Last Call at the Savoy. This is written by Breeza Carlton, and it is set amongst the backdrop of the glittering, iconic London Hotel, of course, and is a story about women's rightful place in history and taking that rightful place in history. Slay. Next, we have The Place Where They Buried Your Heart by Christina Henry, and this one is about this house that is abandoned, has been abandoned for a long time. Bad things were said to have happened there. What do the neighborhood kids want to do? Play a game where they go in that house, naturally. They dare each other to go inside. You guess what happens next. Next up, we have Thrown for a Loop by Serena Bowen. This is the start of a new series, and it's going to be called the New York Legends Hockey Series for my hockey romance girls out there. This is a romance novel, obviously, and it tells the story of a former figure skater who has turned hockey coach, skating coach, and my assumption is now she's his coach because he's like an NHL player, star player, if you will, and they're forced to reunite. Yes, they know each other, or they used to. It's been almost a decade since they've seen each other, so we'll see what they get up to. Next up is Blackthorn by JT Geisinger. This one, we follow Maven, who is back in town for her grandmother's funeral. This is 12 years after her mom's suspicious death, and she returns to find her grandmother's body missing. Yikes. Next up, Ladies in Waiting, Jane Austen's Unsung Characters. This is by many, many authors. Okay, they're on the cover. Take a look. This is a celebration of Jane Austen's classic novels, and it's a collection collection of short stories, all based around the forgotten characters. My heart. Next up, we have Ship of Spells, the deluxe limited edition. This is by H. Layton Dixon. In this one, a ship is sentient, and there's a secret that could like drown empires. What more do you need to know? Son of the Morning, another deluxe limited edition. In this one, there's battles raging, okay? Battles among who, you ask? Earth, heaven, hell. I'm serious, that's what it's about. But it's a story of forbidden, strong love and attraction in the midst of these battles raging between Earth, heaven, and hell. Thank God. I'm already getting delirious and we're not even halfway through November yet. Fallen City, written by Adrian Young. This is gonna be a series, buckle up. In this one, political turmoil ignites a rebellion that is a long time overdue. But of course, there's forbidden love brewing. Next up, A Heart of Crimson Flames by A.K. Mulford. This is the third installment in the Golden Court series. This one follows Briar Mariel, who was once the heir of the Golden Court, but unfortunately she's now in prisoner enemy territory. Relatable content. Next up, we have Book of Lives, a memoir of sorts by Margaret Atwood. Another one I'm so excited about. It's her first memoir. Yay. Next up is Heart Life Music by Kenny Chesney. Again, another memoir. This was written alongside Holly Gleason. And listen, I'm just a memoir girly, so I'm excited for all of these. Next up, Queen Mother, Black Nationalism, Reparations, and the Untold Story of Audley Moore. This is written by Ashley D. Farmer, and it's a biography. If you don't know, Audley Moore was one of the pioneers of Black nationalism and was a key figure in the fight for reparations. Up next, another memoir, this time from an Academy Award winner. We have We Did Okay, Kid by Anthony Hopkins. Hope in Action, a memoir about the courage to lead, this one by Sanna Marin. She was the former Prime Minister of Finland, and this memoir focuses on leadership and community. Next up, Wings, the story of a band on the run by Paul McCartney. Basically, it details the story of his band Wings from forming to dissolution. Next up is Winning the Earthquake, how Jeanette Rankin defied all odds to become the first woman in Congress by Larissa Reinhardt. This is a biography. Jeanette Rankin was a suffragist and an activist, and the first woman in US history to be elected to the House of Representatives. And it's written by a cultural critic and historian. Next up, Bread of Angels, a memoir by Patti Smith. Enough said. Next up, we have Black Owned, The Revolutionary Life of the Black Bookstore. This is by Char Adams. This is one of my most anticipated reads. I'm so interested in this. This is actually a debut novel by an NBC News reporter, and it details Black-owned bookstores in political movements throughout US history. Dates all the way back to 1834, and it sounds fascinating. And lastly, we've made it to the final book, the final release on November 4th, 2025, and that, my friends, is The American Revolution and the Fate of the World. What else? This is written by historian Richard Bell, and the title is pretty self-explanatory, I think, about what you're gonna read about in this one. Moving on to November 6th, we have just one release, and this is called The Silver Book by Olivia Lang. This is the same author who wrote Crudo, for those who've read that one. It is a queer love story, a noirish thriller, and also a literary/historical fiction all at once. And it's an investigation into the difficult relationship between artifice and truth, illusion and reality, love and power. Again, sounds fascinating. Moving on to November 11th, trucking right along, folks. Stay with me. I hope you have a drink. I hope you're sitting somewhere comfy, and I hope you're feeling informed. Let's continue that trajectory, okay? Lucky Seed by Justinian Huang. This is about a wealthy family and the lengths that they will go to ensure they have a male heir. The patriarchy. Am I right? It's been described as Succession meets Crazy Rich Asians. Do with that what you will. Next up, we have Evensong by Stuart Onan. Onan? This is an intimate, moving novel that follows the Humpty Dumpty Club. I'm serious, that's what their club is called. It's basically a group of women whose leader takes a bad fall, down the stairs, and they're forced to pick up the pieces. What are they gonna do? Next up, we have Next Time Will Be Our Turn by Jessie Q. Sutanto, and this is a love story that follows a girl who is struggling with identity and acceptance, and whose grandmother actually tells her story of how she was sent from Jakarta to LA for her education and ultimately fell in love with someone who was forbidden to her due to cultural differences and differences in gender norms. That one sounds so good. Next up, we have The White Hot by Kiara Alegria Hoods, who is a Tony and Pulitzer Prize winning playwright and memoirist. This is her debut fiction novel, and it's about a mother who leaves her 8-year-old child to find herself. And I think it's sort of like the idea is like it's a written explanation from mother to daughter. Better be a lengthy explanation, that's all I have to say. Moving on. on. The Amber Glow Candy Store by Hayoko Kirisu. Disclaimer, international editions of this are already released, some much earlier in the year, but the North American release date is November 11th. If you don't live in North America, you're the lucky one. You got it first, okay? Just so we're on the same page. This is actually another book that reminds me of The Full Moon Coffee Shop. It's a Japanese fable-like book, and it follows a fox spirit that sells magical confections to people who are like in need of help, who are feeling lost. Next up, we have The Emergency by George Packer. This author is a winner of the National Book Award, and this is a dystopian novel. It's about imperial collapse that shines light on our current society and issues with it. It aims to ask what we owe each other across division in all forms. Next up, Innocence Road by Laura Griffin. An unknown woman was found killed. Leanne's trying to crack the case, but she starts to wonder if this murder is linked to a local teenager murder case and many other female murder cases. Oh my god, the construction is driving me crazy. Guys, all morning they were drilling holes in what sounded like my floor. I found out it was all the way on floor 1. I live on floor 9 for context, but it literally sounded like they were drilling holes in my floor. That's how loud it was. And I wanted to film this morning, and then I couldn't, and now I'm trying to film it now, and they're still drilling holes. I hope it's not really loud for you guys. I feel like it's really loud for you guys. Anyways, we have more new releases to talk about. Let's continue. The Queen Who Came In From the Cold by S.J. Bennett. This is the 5th installment in the Her Majesty the Queen Investigates series. Her Majesty the Queen Investigates. This is set in 1961. The Queen is about to depart for her state visit, okay, to Italy. But someone, an unreliable witness, tells her there's been a murder. Is it true? I don't know. Read it to find out. Revenge Served Royal by Celeste Connolly. 3rd installment in the Lady Petra Inquires series. This is a Regency-era novel that has been described as Bridgerton meets Agatha Christie. Do with that what you will. Nash Falls by David Baldacci. This is the launch of a series. Buckle up. This is a thriller novel where we follow Walter Nash, who is recruited by the FBI to take down a global crime network. Slay. Who Knows You by Heart by C.J. Farley. The author of this one is an NAACP Image Award winner and Hurston Wright Legacy Award finalist. This is a thriller novel about 2 coders who uncover secrets when they're working on an AI project together. AI freaks me out. Anything about it, the mention of it, I'm like, no, thanks. Reading about it? Interesting. Next up, we have False Witness by Philip Margolin. This one simply follows a defense attorney who gets set up. In what way? I don't know. Next up, Wild Instinct by T. Jefferson Parker. He is an Edgar Award-winning author, and this one follows a sheriff who is on a mission to pursue a mountain lion who allegedly killed a man. But like, did he kill the man? Read it to find out. Next up, we have Exit Strategy. This one is written by Lee and Andrew Child. This is the 30th installment in the Jack Reacher series. If you're not reading it already, are you gonna start now? I feel like you're not, but if you are, in this one, we find out our hero is facing the important question of, has he found his match? Cheeky. Moving on, Turns of Fate, written by Anne Bishop. This is by the same author as the Black Jewels series, and this is another launch of a new series, okay? The Isle of Words series. This is me getting buckled in whenever it's like a new series, for context. This is a contemporary paranormal fantasy about a young detective who is investigating crimes, as a detective would, and bargaining with his fate. That's all. Next up, The Strength of the Few by James Islington. This is the 2nd installment in the Hierarchy series and is the highly anticipated follow-up to The Will of the Many. If you've read it, pay close attention. That was one of 2023's like most best-selling and most popular fantasy novels. So I'm sure we're very excited about this one. This one follows Voss, as he grapples with a dangerous secret. This secret could change the course of history across alternate dimensions. Moving on, The Merge by Grace Walker. This is one of my most anticipated on this list. It's set in a world where Earth has been pushed to its breaking point, resource-wise, and basically they've come up with this innovative, revolutionary, highly controversial process in which they can turn 2 people's consciousnesses, and merge them, hence the title, into one body. So it's like half the bodies, but still the same. We're not killing anybody. Like everybody's consciousness is still remaining, but half the bodies. I think it's fascinating. How would you choose what body though? Like me and Diva over here, we're merging. We've agreed to merge. Wait, that's kind of intimate. Like are you joining me? Am I joining you? Are the bodies merging or just the consciousness? I have so many questions. I want to read it. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. If you're a fan of the Legends and Lattes series, listen up. We have Brigands and Bread Knives. This comes after like Bones and Bookshops or something. The 2nd one. This is the 3rd installment is what I mean. This is by Travis Baldry. And this one follows Fern, who is dealing with crippling ennui. When I hear that word, all I can think of is ennui from Inside Out, you know? And so what do we do about that? We transplant ourselves to the city of Thune. Thune? Moon? I don't know. Next up, we have Aphrodite by Phoenicia Rogerson. This one's quite interesting too. We have Aphrodite, young Aphrodite, who wants what the gods have after seeing what the gods have on Mount Olympus, okay? She's not a god or goddess in this scenario. So, what does a diva do? She goes convincing everybody that she's a goddess. Catches herself in a web of lies and deception. She's girl bossing, okay? That's it. She knows what she wants and she's going for it. Can't blame her. Next up, we have Bones of Our Stars, Blood of Our World by Cullen Bunn. This is from a New York Times best-selling and Eisner Award-nominated comic writer. He presents his adult novel debut. Go Cullen. This is a high-stakes hunt for a masked killer. Bodies are stacking up on Wilson Island. We have to find the killer, okay? That's that one for you. Next up, I keep like rearranging. I've been yapping for a while here. Next up, we have The Marriage Narrative by Claire Kant. This one follows a successful businesswoman who turns her dating profile into a marriage merger proposal, okay? She has a 30-day plan. Takes you from meetings to marriage in 30 days. Will it work? Her friends don't think so. Read the book to find out. Next up comes Honeymoon Phase by Amy Dawes. This is the third book in the Mountain Men Matchmaker series. This one's about a guy and a girl who are best friends. The guy has already proposed to the girl, but she's like, no, I need a lumberjack husband because I need to inherit my dad's lumberyard. She needs to inherit her dad's lumberyard. Yeah, why can't she just be a lumberjack? That's my question. So anyway, she goes to this like lumberjack competition to try and find her husband, but our diva, our dude who's already proposed to her and she said no to, decides, call me a lumberjack and marry me, you know? What's gonna happen between the two of them? I don't know. Next up, we have Take a Hike by Katie Ruggles. This is the third book in the Beneath the Wild Sky series, and a man is being wrongfully accused. He needs to prove his innocence. He can't go away for somebody else's crime. Will he be able to do it? Read it to find out. Next up is The Reluctant Reaper by Mary Janice Davidson, and this is a romantasy novel following Death himself's daughter, but she doesn't want to be Death. But her dad is ill, so she's gonna become Death very soon. What do we do? What do we do? Next up is The Seventh Champion by Sylvia Mercedes. This is a romantasy duology. In this one, a dragon princess joins forces with a prince in order to escape a competition for her hand in marriage. But the prince has secrets. What kinds of secrets? Don't ask me, I have no idea. Next up is The Last Wish of Bristol Keats. This is written by Mary E. Pearson and is the second installment in the Courting of Bristol Keats series. In this book, in the third installment, we find Bristol and Tigan madly in love, even though we almost lost Tigan. Tigan? I hope I'm saying that right. Anyways, in this one, they're working towards a common goal. Saving Elphaba or something. It's not Elphaba. It's like Elphamy? Saving something. And it looks a lot like Elphaba, so. Okay, y'all, stay with me. We're almost to the end of November 11th. We're into the nonfiction section. The first 8. A Personal History of the Pioneering Black Congressman Who Shaped a Nation by Jim Clybourne. This is about the first Black South Carolina congressman. Next up is Star of the Show, My Life on Stage by none other than Miss Dolly Parton herself. It's a book celebrating her career. I hear there's lots of pictures. Next up is Grit, Spit, and Never Quit. Ew. This is a Marine's Guide to Comedy and Life by Rob Riggle. He's an actor, a comedian, the U.S. Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel, you know? And it's a memoir, another memoir. Next up, another memoir called Insomnia by Robbie Robertson. This one is mainly about his friendship and partnership with Martin Scorsese. A biography of a mountain, the making and meaning of Mount Rushmore by Matthew Davis. I think the title is self-explanatory on this one. It's published in honor of the 100th anniversary of the Mount Rushmore National Monument's dedication. Next up, we have Brothers of the Gun, Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, and A Reckoning in Tombstone by Mark Lee Gardner. It's about the two's friendship. They're two American West legendary figures, if you don't know. Next up, Sword Beach, D-Day Baptism by Fire by Max Hastings. This one explores specifically the role of British soldiers and how critical they were. Next up, we have Midnight Flyboys. We're almost through with the war talk, I promise. The American bomber crews and Allied secret agents who aided the French resistance in World War II, written by Bruce Henderson. This one explores Operation Carpetbagger, which was a risky World War II OSS mission in support of the French resistance. Next up, we have Gemini, Stepping Stone to the Moon, The Untold Story by Jeffrey Kluger. This is about the Gemini program, which preceded the Apollo program in pursuit of landing humans on the moon. Casual. Declaring Independence, Why 1776 Matters. Title again, self-explanatory. This is by Edward J. Larson, another Pulitzer Prize winner, written 250 years after that pivotal year. And finally, for this date, The American Revolution, An Intimate History by Jeffrey C. Ward and Ken Burns. And this is a companion piece for the PBS documentary series. All right, everybody, take a deep breath, take a little stretch. We are here, we are rocking right into November 17th. We have Return of the Spider by James Patterson. This is the 31st installment in the Alex Cross series. This one's about a serial killer who we thought was dead and buried, but is he? That was the only one for November 17th. Moving on to another hefty day is November 18th. See, like, Like, there's just so many. How could one keep up with this? Anyways, November 18th, The Color of Hope by Danielle Steele. Now this, oh my gosh, I'm excited for this one. This one follows art gallery owner Samantha, who unfortunately loses her husband, and she finds herself struggling, naturally. Her 3 adult kids send her on this trip, encourage her to go on this trip to Paris because they're worried about her. It's about grief and family ties. Next up is The Botanist Assistant by Peggy Townsend. This one's about a murder in a science lab and has been described as an entertaining and uplifting mystery. Slay. Evil Bones by Kathy Reich. This is the 24th installment in the Temperance Brennan series and has been described as a twisty, magnetic thriller featuring forensic anthropologist Temperance. Imagine your first name being Temperance. Basically, she finds herself involved in a series of animal killings, brutal animal killings, that are just more sinister than anyone thought possible. Moving on to At Midnight Comes the Cry by Julia Spencer Fleming. This is the 10th installment in the Ferguson Van Alstyne mystery series. This one follows a young lawyer who is convinced a threatening conspiracy is brewing, and that catching the perpetrators could launch her career. She's a businesswoman. So what does she do? She launches a secret investigation. Oh my god, that scared the crap out of me. I don't know what that was. Oh, it was my phone. Anyways, that was At Midnight Comes the Cry. Basically, she launches her own, secret investigation. Moving on. Haven't Killed in Years by Amy K. Green. This is about the daughter of a famous serial killer who is under witness protection. But there's a catch. She starts getting sent body parts from an unknown sender. Now she does the safest, smartest thing she could possibly do. She sets out to find out who's sending them to her. Moving on, The Burning Library by Gilly Macmillan. This is a dark academia novel set in Scotland, and this follows 2 rival organizations of women who have gone to deadly lengths to secure a valuable artifact in the hopes to find the original medieval document that the artifact has been torn from. Don't ask me why. Next up, 59 Minutes by Holly Seddon. This is fascinating to me. This is set in the final 59 minutes in England before a nuclear attack is supposed to happen. We follow 3 women, I guess, dealing with that reality. I want to read that, personally. Blood Oath by Steve Erzigny. This is the 3rd book in the Special Agent Alexandra Martel series, and it's an action-packed thriller that finds our agent's father abducted by rebel forces. What do we do? Next up, Medusa by Ayana Gray. Follows a young woman named Medi who leaves home to become Athena's priestess, all in a day's work. But after catching Poseidon's attention, okay girl, she transforms into Medusa and embraces her power as a vigilante. Next up, we have Beasts of the Sea by Lida Turpinen. Turpinen? This was translated from Finnish by David Haxton. This is an adventure through 3 centuries of scientific exploration and is a tribute to an iconic lost creature. Basically, it explores the unseen consequences of grand human ambition. Next up, we have Sophie Cousins' novel, And Then There Was You, which I think people are quite excited for. We follow 31-year-old Chloe, who has a college reunion coming up. She's still living with her parents. She feels like she has nothing to show off at this college reunion. So she takes Rob. Who's Rob? I don't know. They catch up with old friends, and they debate whether the perfect match is really all it's cracked up to be. It's a romance novel, okay? That's all I know. Go read it. Or read it when it comes out, I guess. Next up is Secret Nights and Northern Lights by Megan Oliver. This follows Mona and Ben. They basically get assigned to, well, I think Mona gets assigned to it. She's like a travel journalist. She gets assigned to this specific article, and then Ben, travel photographer, also goes with her. But he's like one of her teenage crushes. Happens to be, which is interesting. So they're working together. What's gonna happen? I don't know. The Seven Rings by Nora Roberts. This is the 3rd book in the Lost Bride trilogy. So we're bringing it to a close. Exciting stuff. We follow Sonia, and Sonia must complete a difficult task to banish the curse that her manor has on it. How eloquent of me. Moving on. A highly anticipated one, I presume, Brimstone by Callie Hart. This is the 2nd installment in the Fae and Alchemy series. Comes after Quicksilver. For those of you who've read it, I have not, personally. Let me know if I should. Hidden Dangers. Unfolding Secrets. What will our characters do? I'm not going to tell you more than that because I don't want to spoil anything. This is a very popular book. Moving on. Violet Thistlethwaite is not a villain anymore. She's not a villain anymore, okay? It's by Emily Krempels. It's a cozy, romantasy novel in which a powerful plant witch and a grumpy alchemist have to work together. Because what better pairing? There's a magical plague. They have to cure. They have to cure their town from the magical plague. That actually sounds so interesting. Also, love this cover. Don't ask me why. Next up, we have The Bookshop Below by Georgia Summers. This follows a disgraced bookseller who is offered the chance to restore a magical bookshop to its former glory. Who would say no to that? Well, oops, she enters a dark underworld in the process. 100 Rules for Living to 100. An Optimist's Guide to to a happy life. This is also very interesting to me. I would love to read this. Emmy, Tony, and Grammy winner releases his autobiography right before he turns 100. My heart. Next up, Three Roads to Gettysburg. Meade, Lee, Lincoln, and the Battle That Changed the War. The Speech That Changed the Nation by Tim McGrath. This follows the story of General George Meade and sounds very complicated. Next up, The Breath of the Gods. The History and Future of the Wind by Simon Winchester. That's right, it's about the wind. Moving on to November 25th. Y'all, we are almost out of November. Can you believe this? I've been talking for over an hour. Hopefully I can cut this down to real snappy bits for ya because this is getting excessive. First up, on November 25th, we have Murder at the Donwell Abbey by Vanessa Kelly. This is the second installment in the Emma Knightley Mysteries series. It is a Regency-era mystery novel in which Emma navigates shocking familial change while meeting her match in a deadly adversary. Work. From Cradle to Grave by Rhys Bowen. This is the 19th installment in the Royal Spinous Mysteries series. Any fans out there? Let me know. This one follows Lady Georgiana, as she investigates a series of murders, or shall I say mysterious deaths, among young men, and she's worried about her husband. He might be the next victim. Oh no. Next up, Gull and Bones by Sally Goldenbaum. This is the 8th installment in the Seaside Knitters Society series. Try saying that 10 times fast. This is set in Sea Harbor, and it's about a 100-year-old resident whose death seems naturally, until his friend is found unconscious. The Seaside Knitters. Gotta check that out. They gotta get on that. Next up is Robert B. Parker's Showdown by Mike Lupica. This is the 53rd installment in the series. Set in Boston, our private detective Spencer meets Daniel. Daniel's mom was murdered 6 weeks prior in Miami. He's gotta crack the case. Next up is Death and Dinuguan by Mia P. Manansala. This is the 6th and final installment in the series, people. It's a cozy murder mystery series, and it follows a cafe owner who investigates a series of attacks on female-owned businesses in her town. Next up is Best Offer Wins by Marisa Kishino. This is a debut novel from former Washington Post journalist, and it's a satirical thriller that follows a real estate agent who is down on her luck. Next up, we have Tom Clancy Executive Power by Brian Andrews and Jeffrey Wilson. 26th book in the Jack Ryan series. In this one, the US president's son lands in the middle of a coup, naturally. Moving on. The Villa Once Beloved by Victor Manibo. This is a story about a grieving family and a land which bore witness to many crimes. When the patriarch of the family passes, they gotta figure out what's next. The cause can be easily explained by folklore or natural causes, depending on who you ask. Cryptic. Eerie. Next up is Second Chance Romance by Olivia Dade. This is the second installment in the Harlot's Bay series, and in this one, a mistaken obituary leads to a reunion between two former crushes. High school crushes, if you will. The Wicked by Rebecca John P. This is the first book in the Wicked trilogy. This is a dark romance debut, and for my girls who like this sort of thing, a mafia and a heist romance collide in this one. Check it out. Next up is The Marriage Method by Mimi Matthews. This is book 2 in the Crinoline Academy series, and it follows the Benevolent Academy for the Betterment of Young Ladies, which is not what you would assume, because at first I was like, really? But this academy, it strives to distract, disrupt, and discredit men in power who would seek to harm the advancement of women. What more can you ask for? Thank you. Next up is My Fair Senor by Alana Quintana Albertson. This is the 3rd installment in the Love and Tacos series. Love and Tacos. This one is kind of funny. It follows 2 former college sweethearts. One is a model, one is a tequila expert. Is that a profession? What better match? We'll see what happens. Next up is Ember Eternal by Chloe Neal. This is also the start of a series. This one follows a clever thief who saves a prince from assassination. You're welcome, prince. Who is then thrust into a web of royal secrets, political games, emotional entanglements, all the good stuff. Next up is Hollow by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti, who are indeed the authors of Zodiac Academy. If you're a fan, tune in. This is also the start of a new series. Buckle up. It's a new dark romantasy. And let me just read this to you. It is described as a cocktail of summoners, seduction and spirits, set to get your heart racing and feet kicking. Don't listen to the whispers of the woods. Don't trust the man cloaked in shadow. I'm enthralled. Next up is As Many Souls as Stars by Natasha Siegel. This one follows Miriam, who is a creature of shadow forged by the dark arts and destined to be alone. Everything changes though when she meets someone whose soul shines bright. Moving on. Family of Spies, a World War II story of Nazi espionage, betrayal, and the secret history behind Pearl Harbor by Christine Quinn. In this one, she tells the story of the life-changing call that she received that basically uncovered this huge family secret, including the fact that family members were Nazi spies in Hawaii and aided the Pearl Harbor attack. We've made it, folks. We've made it to December. Now listen, there's nowhere near as many releases in December as there were in November, so don't you worry. We're locked in. There are children screaming outside now. Great. We're gonna run out of daylight soon, so we gotta keep it pushing. On December 1st, the first release we have is The Last Days of Marilyn Monroe, written by James Patterson. This is another one where some international editions have already been released, but in North America, it will be released on December 1st. Basically tells the story of her life and the shocking circumstances of Marilyn Monroe's death. Next up is Snake Eater by T. Kingfisher. We follow Selena as she sets out to find her estranged aunt in a desert town. But you know, casual, ancient gods, supernatural forces, they have other plans. Next up, we have December 2nd, actually, the first book, House of Day, House of Night by Olga Tokarczuk. This was translated from Polish by Antonia Lloyd-Jones. This follows a woman who settles in a remote Polish town and starts to hear strange stories from the inhabitants of the town, living and dead. Next up, we have The Jaguars Roar. This one was translated from Portuguese by Juliana Barbosa, originally by Michelini Varenchuk. This one tells the stories of an 1817 kidnapping and subsequently a modern woman's search for her own identity through history. Next up is All My Bones by PJ Nelson. This is the second installment in the Old Juniper Bookshop mystery series, and it follows a new owner of a bookshop in a Georgia town when her best friend is charged with murder. Convenient. The Living and the Dead by Christopher Carlson. This is the third installment in the Holland Sweet series. Set in 1999 Sweden, a brutal murder claims the life of a teenage boy. Over 20 years later, they still don't know what happened. They're still looking. Edge by Tracy Clark. This is the fourth installment in the Detective Harriet Foster series. A mysterious drug starts claiming lives all over Chicago. We must investigate. Next up is the 62nd installment in the Murder, She Wrote series. We already had 61. What's one more, right? Murder, She Wrote, The Body in the Trees by Jessica Fletcher and Terry Farley Moran. Four friends come to New England, okay? They want hiking, they want fishing, they want the New England autumn. One of them goes missing, because of course she does. Come on, Susie. Why'd she have to go and ruin their New England autumn like that? Next up, we have Silent Bones by Val McDermid. This is the 8th installment in the Karen Peary series, and again, this is the North American publication date. It's been released in other places already. In this one, we follow the investigation of a man's disappearance, specifically the man who had been the prime suspect in his fiance's murder, up until he went missing. Next up is The Italian Secret by Tara Moss. This is the third installment in the Billy Walker series, and we follow Billy, who uncovers a dangerous secret about her family, and she goes down a wild goose chase for more information, putting herself in more danger. Next up is The Snow Lies Deep by Paul Mounier. This is the 7th installment in the Mercy Car series, and in this one, Santa is found dead. Yeah, what more information do you need? Because I'm good with that. Next up is Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Ace Atkins. This is set in Atlanta in 1985, and it follows a teenager who suspects his mom's boyfriend is a secret agent, leading to a wild investigation. Next up is Dead Ringer by Chris Haughey. Howdy, maybe? Chris Haughey. Imagine that's your name. Hey, I'm Rachel Haughey. What's up? Ooh. Anyway, this one's a political thriller novel. It explores JFK's assassination and following conspiracies. Next up is Watch Us Fall by Christina Kovac. This is a missing person mystery because we haven't talked about enough of those yet today. Follows 4 friends. Why is it always 4 friends? It's always 4 friends. I blame Pretty Little Liars. Basically, they call themselves the Sweeties. That's like their group name. Okay, now it's giving Grease. Anyways, one of their exes goes missing. I know you were expecting one of them to go missing. No, one of their exes goes missing. Who done it? Next up is Closing Time by Michael Ledwidge. This is the 5th book in the Michael Gannon series. Set in Key West, our dude Michael is involved in a late night encounter. There's a shootout. He becomes the prime suspect. What are we gonna do about it? Next up, Dawn of the Firebird by Sarah Mughal Rana. This is a fantasy novel that follows a young girl who grows up in a nomadic clan with her mother until it turns violent and dangerous. Next up, we have We Will Rise Again. Speculative stories and essays on protest, resistance, and hope by Karen Lord, Annalee Newitz, and Malka Older. The name says it all. It's about realistic, active, progressive social change. Next up is This Brutal Moon by Bethany Jacobs. This one is the 3rd installment, 3rd and final, in the Kingdom trilogy. Get excited. It explores oppression and betrayal, revolution and overcoming, and navigating fragile alliances. Slay. Next up is Huguette by Cara Black. This is set in post-World War II France, and it follows the 17-year-old namesake of the novel, who after narrowly avoiding jail time, lands a job assisting a legendary film director. I don't know what about that intrigues me, but it does. Next up is Canticle by Janet Rich Edwards. This is the author's debut novel, and it is set in the 13th century. Yes, you heard me right. It follows a stubborn and bright 16-year-old girl. She explores faith, agency, and love alongside a community of empowered women. I love it. Next up is The Mating Game by Lana Ferguson. This is a steamy paranormal romance, and it follows... I can't even say it. It follows a contractor, Tess Covington to be exact, who thinks she's sick, ill, if you will. No, she's just a late presenting wolf shifter. Happens every day. Next up is The Bodyguard Affair by Amy Lee. This one follows a secret romance writer who finds out that the hottest romance of the summer is hers. Her and the Prime Minister's bodyguard. Moving on. The Emma Effect, or the E.M.M.A Effect by Leah Riley. Friends to lovers STEM rom-com. MMC is her best friend's little brother and a hockey player. FMC is a control freak computer scientist. You heard it here first. Next up, Tender Cruelty by Katie Robert. 9th book in the Dark Olympus series. It's a hot modern retelling of Hera and Zeus. That is how it is described, okay? Next up is The Dark is Descending. The title said it, but the dark is actually descending. We need to keep it pushing. By Chloe C. Penaranda. This is the 3rd installment in the Nightfall trilogy, so the final one. For Star Maiden Astria, it's a race against time to break the curse. Which curse, you ask? The curse imprisoning her lover. Next up is In the Arena, Theodore Roosevelt in War, Peace, and Revolution, written by David S. Brown. This is a biography of the 26th President of the United States, focuses on his role in transitioning the country from the Victorian era to the Industrial Age. Next up is Daring to be Free, Rebellion and Resistance of the Enslaved in the Atlantic World by Sudhir Hazare Singh. This is a history of emancipation, focusing on resilience and resistance. And finally, for this date, we've made it. Queens at War by Alison Weir. This is the 4th and final volume of the series, and it tells the story of the last 5 queens of the 15th century English dynasty. On December 4th, people, we have The Pelican Child, Stories by Joy Williams. This has been described as a collection of stories of visionary childhood misfits and struggling adult dreamers, and it's said to respond to modern dilemmas with her signature dry wit. Moving on to December 9th. We are to December 9th, people. We have The Birdwatcher by Jacqueline Mitchard. This one follows 2 childhood best friends who become reacquainted, but under unique circumstances. One is up for murder, the other is the magazine writer covering the trial. Tough. Next up, we have The Time Hop Coffee Shop by Phaedra Patrick. So many books about coffee shops. I'm obsessed. This is a cozy magical realism, my favorite genre, of second chances, resilience, loss, and just the messy beauty of the mundane daily life. We follow Greta, who stumbles upon a magical coffee shop that serves a magical brew, and she has to be careful what she wishes for, okay? Next up is The Quiet Mother by Arnaldur Indridason. This is the 3rd installment in the Detective Conrad series. A woman found murdered, her apartment trashed. Just days before, she had asked Detective Conrad's help. He turned her down. Detective Conrad, you're not looking too good. Next up is Tailored Realities by Brandon Sanderson. This is a collection of short stories beyond Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere universe. Next up and last on this date, we have The Sea Captain's Wife, a true story of mutiny, love, and adventure at the bottom of the world by Talar J. Mazzio. This is a maritime story following Mary Ann Patton, who was the first woman captain of a merchant ship. December 16th. We've made it to December 16th. Only 9 days until Christmas, you guys. May Contain Murder by Orlando Murin. This is another one that's already released in lots of places. For example, it's been out since March in Canada, which is where I'm from, but this is the US release date. So I figured I'd include it for our American girlies out there. This follows some friends who go on a luxury cruise that is going great until it's not. A priceless necklace is stolen and everybody is a suspect. Next up is The Mysterious Death of Junetta Plum by Valerie Wilson Wesley. This is set in the roaring 20s. A mother and a daughter, the vibrant world of the Harlem Renaissance, and a murder. Oh my. Last on this date, W.E.B. Griffin Direct Action by Jack Stewart. This is the 10th installment in the Presidential Agent series. In this one, the original presidential agent gets killed, so Pick McCoy swears a brutal revenge. And last but not least, we've made it to the final new release, people. On December 30th, just hours before 2026, we have The Cyprian by Mercedes Lackey. This is book 18 in the Elemental Masters series, and this is a romantasy following someone named Elena, who must save herself from her mother's brothel scheme. And, to go further, save her 7 brothers, who have been turned into swans, as boys do. So, after almost 2 hours of yapping, for me, for you it'll be much less after I edit her down, but wow, do you feel any more organized or in the know after watching this video? I hope so. I just feel like my brain is mush. I hope after watching this, you feel excited for some new releases, have found out about some new ones, maybe were reminded of some you already knew about but forgot about, and I just hope this has served as some sort of value to you. I have really enjoyed hanging out and yapping about the new releases coming in the following 2 months. Maybe I'll start doing these videos, but like maybe once a month so that it's not so long and I just give you like the following month's releases. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know know which of these books you're most excited about. Please drop a comment if you made it to this point. And if you have, thank you so much. I have loved hanging out with you today. I'd love to hang out with you all the time. So don't forget, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, read more, scroll less today, and go make someone smile. It's time for me to log off, sign off for the day. I so appreciate you being here, and I'll see you, my friend, in the next one. Bye!